Hello, hello, hello. How you doing? 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 Yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Hello, hello, hello. It still feels rather dark, even with lights shining on my face. My goodness. Or is it that my computer is actually done dim? How are you doing, my loves? How are you doing? What do you do when motivation disappears? How frequently do you live in an unmotivated state? Let's be honest. It's not always easy to feel motivated all the time, no matter how positive you may consider yourself to be. Okay. And I get that. So that's what we're going to talk about this because sometimes people use this lack of motivation as a reason not to actually move forward. The truth of the matter is that no one, no one feels motivated all the time. No one does. No one on the planet does. No matter how they look, when you see them on social media, no matter what, whatever, don't see yourself as in some way as a unique person who doesn't always feel motivated. You are not alone in feeling that way. There are times when I don't feel motivated. I'm going to be honest, even just the reason why I'm talking about this right now is because I didn't feel motivated to do anything, basically. But then I made a decision, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in terms of what to do when motivation seems to just freaking disappear. Okay, but we're going to start with our affirmation. I come out on top. I'm a champion. I rise. I come out on top. I'm a champion. I rise. So let's start there. So I think this is the last day we're going to use this one. So take it on, guys. Just deep breath in and release. And we go. I come out on top. I'm a champion. I come out on top. I'm a champion. I come out on top, I'm a champion. I come out on top, I'm a champion. I rise, I rise, I rise, I rise. I come out on top, I'm a champion. I rise, I rise, I rise, I rise. I come out on top, I'm a champion. Woohoo! We come out on top. We're champions. We rise, we rise, we rise. Okay. I come out on top. I'm a champion. Let that be the word that you keep speaking to yourself. I come out on top. On top, I'm a champion. And yesterday, the word was, I know I am chosen. I know I am chosen. Hey, I'm Rosemary Noni Knight. I am the prosperity minister and a business coach to ambitious spiritual people. People who know they're meant to thrive, to prosper, to make at least six figures whilst living in line with their purpose. I help you leave behind the pain, the limiting beliefs of the past. I help you put strategies in place for you to rise victorious in your true design life. I believe your true design life, and you define it how you want, but it's a free, it's a fulfilled, a financially abundant, a love-drenched life. Really, it's an unlimited life. A life where you get to do what you want to do when you want to do it with whoever you want to do it and know that you're loved, know that you're supported, know that you're cared for. You create the life that you're meant for, if you will. Okay? Because I can talk about all of this stuff. I can train people, coach people, mentor people. I can give you exactly what you need to do, but you are still the one in the end that needs to make the decision. And regardless of how you feel, my loves, regardless of how motivated or unmotivated you feel, that you will choose to show up for your vision. Now, first and foremost, I'm very much a proponent of feel your feelings, but act on your goals. The unfortunate truth is that a lot of people act on their feelings whilst wishing for their goals. And so their goals never come to pass. The vision never comes to pass, but they're feeling all their feelings. They're acting on their feelings. They're very busy acting on their feelings. But those feelings are not getting them where they want to go because those feelings are based on what is happening in the physical reality. Okay. And you're trying to create something that hasn't happened in the physical reality yet. So you need to create it from within. Everything you see on this planet is created from within. Someone saw the vision of it within themselves. Okay. Partnered with the power within themselves, whatever they call that power. Okay. Whether they even acknowledge that there was a power, because not everybody considers themselves to be spiritual, but they connected that vision inside of them with the power inside of them, and then they kept giving it focus, they kept giving it energy, and then it materialized in the physical reality. These were people who could not afford to look at the physical reality. It's like, what was it? We heard the story of, was it somebody, Ford, the guy who created Ford cars. And it was like, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have just asked for a faster horse. But he had the vision for an automobile, a car that was powered up, energetic somehow, who knows whatever, how it works. Ultimately, I get into that car these days and I drive. I switch my keys on and I drive. But it started inside somebody's mind. Instead of just thinking like everybody else around them who looked at the physical reality and thought, well, it's impossible to fly. It's impossible to go any faster than, I don't know how fast horses go, basically. So that's as good as it's going to get. But no, the unusual people like us, we see something that other people can't always see. So you cannot afford to act based on your feelings about the physical reality. Because as much as we are unusual, ambitious, spiritual people, there are times when, yeah, you do lack that motivation. You do lack that drive, because frankly, sometimes doing the things that you are meant to do, or even sometimes if you're not even doing the things you're meant to do, it feels horrible. Life can sometimes feel yuck, especially if you are swayed by the physical reality. So again, coming back to act on your goals, feel your feelings. So yes, you don't feel motivated. Maybe you feel really down, really depressed. Maybe tears are at the top of your eyes right now. Feel all those things. Acknowledge the fact that you feel that way. Absolutely. I do not propose that you ignore your feelings completely. But I do, however, propose that you are capable of acting on your desires, your goals, as well as feeling a lack of motivation, as well as feeling down and depressed and wanting to weep all the time. You can do both. You are, after all, a multi-talented, ambitious, spiritual person. How many people come on the phone with me, or how many clients tell me about all the things, different things that they would love to do, and they get confused about all the different things they would like to do. Honey, even when it comes to your emotions and your actions, you are capable of feeling one thing and acting in a completely different way based on what you want, not based on what you see in the physical reality. So I get it. You are feeling bad. I get it. It feels as if nothing is ever going to shift for you. I get it. Maybe your partner has even left and done something stupid and it's all gone crazy. I get it. Somebody is ill. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. All of these things may be happening. Life happens to all of us. You are not uniquely charged with horrible circumstances at times. And no, I understand. You might even be listening to me and thinking, you just don't understand, Rosemary. If you were going through what I'm going through, you would not speak this way. Honey, you can fight for your limitation if you want to. But do you want to? Do you actually want to fight for your limitations, or would you rather I tell you the truth? You are capable of going through hard things and still taking the next step towards what you want. You do not need to always feel great in order for you to do what you need to do to build your vision. But in order for you to build that vision, you cannot keep acting based on what is happening in the physical reality. The physical reality, it is absolutely a certainty that it will shift, it will change, it will sometimes go down, sometimes go up, sometimes be there, but it's also a certainty that you are creator of that reality. So the more you focus on what is within you that you're trying to bring to life, that is more, that whatever is in the physical reality right now will finally shift to make way for what you have set your mind on. Because you are more powerful than anything. You partnered with the divine, whether you acknowledge it or not, honey, because you are one with the divine, whether you acknowledge it or not. You are one with the divine. You are created in the image and likeness of power itself, whether you acknowledge it or not. So you know what? Yes, I speak mostly to ambitious spiritual people, so I don't have to pretend I'm not spiritual. I can just say what I feel, say it in the way I would normally say it and talk about the divine without anything. But the truth of the matter is, whether you acknowledge your spirituality or not, you are a powerful being. You are capable of powerful things. You are capable of bringing to life whatever you set your mind upon. And I know when you're feeling yuck, or things are happening in the physical reality that are just distracting you and taking you and turning you and this and that, the other, there's a tendency to think they are more than you. that those circumstances, those things, they're too big for you, and you can't focus on anything except what's happening in the physical reality. It is a lie. It's a lie that you've been programmed to believe as true. But I tell you this right now, it's time to choose new habits. It's time to choose new ways of handling a lack of motivation, or yeah, a lack of motivation to do the things you need to do to bring your vision to life. Act on your goals, feel your feelings. So yes, feel the hurt. Cry if you need to, wail if you need to, but then come back into, why is this important to me? Why must this happen? Why must my vision come to pass? And when you're not feeling motivated, it can sometimes be really difficult to get in touch with that. Still do. Now, I say this because there's some internal work that needs to be done. Yes, feel your feelings. If necessary, journal out your why. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? But if it's taking you all day and you still haven't done the things that you need to do each day to bring about your vision, those things that, listen, you must have a list of things, like a daily must list. That's what I like to call it, that you create on a happy day. Create on the day when you're feeling inspired and you know that everything is absolutely going to work for you. You must have that list. So if today is that day for you, create it now. And even if it's okay, if you don't have that list and you're right now feeling unmotivated, you can still think to yourself, what are the essential things that I must do each day to keep moving towards the creation, keep moving towards the creation of my vision. In some ways, I don't like always this moving towards, because it can always feel like it's always out there ahead of you, and actually you've created it inside of you. So you need to tap back into the person who created it, because you are that person, okay? But you have these layers of depression and layers of events and craziness layered on top of you and make you forget that actually you are power itself, okay? So come back to that person who is power itself and think, what are the daily things that I'm going to do today, regardless of how I feel? You can even ask the divine, what is the best thing that I can do next to bring my vision to life? What is the best thing that I can do next or right now to bring my vision to life? And you do that. I'd say do 1 to 3 things each day that will bring your vision out of the internal world into the physical reality, okay? And then cry, weep, shout, scream, sit around watching Netflix if you want to. Do whatever else you need to do to keep moving forward. Because you know what? We're both feminine, we're masculine, we're right, we're left-brained. We can't always just be hustling. But we can do something every day to bring our vision to life. Sometimes, because the thing that occurs to me right now is sometimes the reason why you feel a little bit or feel a lot demotivated is because your expectation of how long the building of your vision was going to take is not based on reality, okay? You have maybe been spending a lot of time on social media, watching all these people talk about how very quickly everything changed for them. How, they did something for 3 seconds and next thing they were millionaires. And that hasn't happened to you. And so that's comparing yourself to somebody else's timeline, in addition to feeling, it's just not working for me, can make you do crazy things like just not bother. I'm just not going to be bothered because obviously it's never going to work for me. Enough of buying into other people's rhetoric. You don't really know the backstory of somebody else's life. What you do know is this, and what is the same for everybody who will truly own this: you are power itself. Literally, you are created in the image and likeness of power itself. You are one with that power itself. You have the power within you to create whatever you set your mind to. You just don't have a complete idea of how long it will take. So it is inevitable that you will succeed. You will succeed. And you will succeed faster if you do not allow yourself to be taken off path every time something doesn't quite work out in the physical reality, whether it's related to your vision or not. So whether something happened in your relationships and here you are trying to build a business around your vision, and so then you're allowing that to get in the way of you doing what you need to do to grow your vision. Enough of that, because that makes the whole thing take even longer. Yeah, and enough comparing your timeline to anybody else's timeline. because that makes you feel even more horrible. Because there's always somebody that goes faster than you. There's always somebody that looks more beautiful than you. There's always somebody who seems to be doing everything better than you. And there's always somebody who is doing exactly the same thing that you want to do and makes you feel like what you're doing, nobody else needs to hear. Enough comparing yourself to any freaking other person. There is no mistake about you being here on this planet at this time. There is no mistake about it. With your specific vision, there is no mistake about it. Unless you keep treating yourself like some kind of mistake. You are not a mistake. Your vision is not a mistake. You have already created it inside of you. Get back in touch with that queen, king version of yourself and take the next step. After you've done what you need to do each day, do whatever else. If you need to wail, if you need to scream, if you need to just sit and feel sorry for yourself for a little bit, it's okay. It's okay. Just keep reminding yourself that I can't wait to see the glorious thing that I'm creating. I just can't wait to see the glorious, amazing vision come to life. I want you to keep affirming that, because there is this law of polarity where even in the middle of when it looks as if nothing is working, the opposite has such power, even in the middle of that. So I know we've been taught as spiritual people about, keeping your vibration high and always feeling good. Yeah, some days, yeah, do your best to do that, yes. But don't kill yourself thinking that, oh my God, just because I felt bad, that must mean that I'm never going to be able to create my vision. Because sometimes a little knowledge is enough to kill you. A little knowledge of manifestation law can kill you. Because then you're feeling bad, that you're feeling bad, and that makes you feel even worse. And then you're telling yourself, well, if I feel this way, I'm so low vibrationally, that must mean that I can never, ever materialize my vision. And oh my God, and that becomes even more of a spiral of downward craziness. Enough. Set yourself free from the need to be perfect. Set yourself free from the need to be perfect. Some days you are going to feel unmotivated. Some days you're going to have bad days. It does not mean anything about your vision unless you tell the story that it has to. It means nothing about your vision. Keep affirming to the best of your knowledge, to the best of your abilities. I'm a champion. I come out on top. I rise. Affirming, I know I am chosen. Affirming, my work equips people to prosper. It is worthy of rich reward and recognition. Affirming, I cannot wait to see the amazingness that is being developed even as I go through this craziness. Okay? Keep affirming what you want to see happen, even in the middle of your craziness. Again, I understand what it's like to be demotivated. Oh, honey, I understand. I trained myself well to be demotivated. But then I also, when I finally woke up, I started to train myself to, feel what you feel. But to step aside from it and remember, I'm still the powerful person that I was before I felt bad. I'm still the person that creates the vision. I'm still that same person. I'm still power itself. I am still limitless. I'm still one with the divine. Doesn't matter how I feel. Doesn't matter what is happening in the physical reality. Doesn't matter what anybody says about me. It doesn't matter about any of that stuff. I am still the one who wins. I am still the one who wins. Say that to yourself too. You are still the one who wins. And do your daily musts anyway. You do not need 1 to 3, honey. 1 to 3 things that you do on a daily basis, or maybe 1 to 4, I don't know. Have your list of things that you will do regardless of how bad it gets at times. That you will do 3, 4 things a day. And that's it. And even if that's the bare minimum you do, and then you can do off whatever else you want to do. Okay? But just keep connecting into the divine. Allow the divine to love you. Really actually picture the divine hugging you, loving on you. Picture it. Give yourself a hug. Tell yourself, you know what? I understand you feel really bad. I understand this feels really hard right now. And I love you anyway. I love you anyway. Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you anyway. However you're feeling right now, I love you anyway. Especially for some of y'all who have been trying so hard to get your feelings perfectly high vibrational all the time. It's tiring, isn't it? It's tiring to try so hard to always be perfect. Let me tell you again, perfection is not required. Moody people still become millionaires every freaking day. Okay. Am I saying that we go out of our way to then, stay in a moody state? No, it doesn't make us feel great, does it? But I am saying if you are there, the easiest way out of it is to feel what you're feeling, love yourself anyway, and then do something else. Sometimes it's like, as I said before this, I wasn't feeling that motivated, but I come on here because this is part of my purpose. This is part of my calling to keep giving out a message. Then I start to feel better. I start to feel better because I did the thing that actually, when in your demotivated state, you really don't want to do anything. But then you do it and you feel better because you did. You don't do it, you feel worse. So you may as well do it because it will make you feel better. You don't know that it will make you feel better at that time, but it does. It's like I sometimes say to my daughters, the very time that you don't feel like talking about what's going on with you is the time you need to talk to me immediately. And I would even say that to you as if you're a client, or even if you're not a client yet. Get support. If you are alone trying to figure out how to build your free, fulfilled, financially abundant, love-drenched life, work with a coach, work with a mentor, so that you can reach out. Okay, yeah, not every coach is wanting to hear if you're feeling whatever or low, but sometimes, I have clients reaching out to me when they're feeling yuck, and just the process of reaching out to me and the message I send back to them, that's enough for them to, okay, and they get on with it. Because sometimes when you're on your own, working this stuff out, surrounded by people who don't understand why you're doing what you're doing anyway, and then you're feeling these things, they start to seem like reality. Oh, it's never going to happen for me. Oh, what's the point of doing this? Oh, my children are ill. I should really need to just focus on that. Oh, my partner just left me. I just really need to focus on just that. Oh, it's, I have to just be a human and just feel what humans feel. And, nobody can be expected to keep trying to build a vision when all of this is happening to them. And you start believing your own stories. You start believing your own lives. Because there's nobody to tell you, actually, people go through hell and they build visions anyway. You are not that unique. Okay? And sometimes you need to hear that. Sometimes you need to be encouraged in the middle of the craziness that, come on, the craziness is not bigger than you. You are power personified. Seriously. Seriously. When you really think about what it took to make you, living, breathing you, come on. You contain so much power. Physical reality has nothing on you. Okay? You really need to get there. So I understand you feel demotivated, but that doesn't stop you from taking the steps that are necessary to take. Yes, rest. For some of y'all, maybe you're working too hard, and that's why it's starting to feel a bit crazy. You're working so hard that you're not taking a moment to rest. I always like to say to clients, have a deliberate rest period where you're very deliberately taking a break. Do you have those times when you're deliberately taking a break rather than feeling guilty about the fact that you're taking a moment? Okay? Guilt is a horrible taskmaster. So do not allow it to control you. The times when you absolutely, definitely need to very deliberately take a break. Okay? And that's okay. Take the break, but remember the daily musts that I will do every single day, regardless of how I feel, because this goal of mine, even on the days that I'm demotivated to reach it, remind yourself, you still want it. You still want it. The difference it will make to you, the difference it will make to the people you're called to serve, the difference it will make to your family, it is worth it. It is worth it for you to pick yourself up one more time and try again and do the next thing. So I understand that you're demotivated, but you have what it takes to keep moving forward. Will you, my loves? Will you? Because that's the only important thing. You are the one with all the power. You are the one with all of the choices. Will you use your internal power to create what you want? Okay? And yeah, maybe there's times when you need to actually really take time to look at your goals and make sure they're still what you want. But I wouldn't do that when you're feeling demotivated, because the chances are that you will tell yourself some kind of story as to why you need to change the goal right now and blah, blah, blah. So when you're feeling demotivated, that's not the time to reevaluate goals. When you're feeling better, you can just make sure that you are journaling about your goals. Like I say to my clients, I really want clients to write out their goals each day, because you want to stay in touch with what you want each day. So even when you're feeling yuck, because that day you've written out what you're about and why you're doing it and blah, blah, blah. You can't start lying to yourself about it, because a few hours ago you really wanted it, but now because you're feeling whatever, you're now telling yourself you don't want it. No, that's not reality. But if you're in the habit of writing out your goals daily, when there needs to be tweaks to it, you would have been doing that on a daily basis. For some of y'all, you don't spend enough time actually figuring out what you're about and why you want what you want. And so when you come to these demotivated phases, it's easy for you to talk yourself out of doing anything. Wake up, my loves. Wake up. Get support. Come and be in a community. Come into my Deliberate Millionaire gathering. You have to get a copy of the book in order to get into my list so you hear about it, because that's the only way you hear about these things from me. But so come onto my list first. Get a copy of, if you're an ambitious spiritual person, which is the only people I want in my email list and in my environment. If you're an ambitious spiritual person who is determined to thrive, to prosper, to make at least 6 figures in your life's purpose, or doing work that's aligned with your life's purpose, get a copy of my book, The 6 Figure Spiritual Business Book, or Remove the Blocks, whatever, whichever one of those books, get one of them. Come into my world. You start hearing about the various ways you can work with me. And there's all kinds of ranges of different levels at which you can work with me. It's just being in the gathering where you're not alone trying to figure this stuff out, where you can ask any questions from me and get my personalized feedback to you. That could make a huge difference to your life, okay? Because sometimes, as I said, when you're alone, it's easy for the paper tigers to seem like real tigers. I just want you to know you are capable of your calling. You are capable of your calling. You are chosen for that calling. So I don't care how demotivated you feel right now. You are capable of doing what it takes to bring your vision to life. The choice is yours. Okay? Another thing, when you're feeling demotivated, yes, do your daily musts. Yes, feel your feelings. Do something fun. Very deliberately rest. Very deliberately do something that makes you happy. Do something that makes you laugh. Listen to a comedian. Go to a show. Do something. Get yourself out of that kind of place. Go into nature. That's why I wanted to go for a walk. I think it stopped raining. I might yet still go. Do something that feels fun for you. And yeah, anyway, I've given you lots of stuff that you can do that will support you moving forward. As I said, remember, you can multitask, as in you can feel bad and still do good things. Okay? So you don't need to wait until you feel completely motivated to keep doing what it takes to bring your vision to life. Don't make your vision take longer than it needs to, because you keep stopping. Okay, I'll end here. It's time for dinner for us here in the UK, so I'm going off to eat my food. Hey, Nova Snack. Lovely, lovely, lovely to have you here. Okay, I'm going to leave it at this for now. Go forth and prosper, my loves. Much amazing, amazing, amazing love. If you want a copy of the book, the link is around the video or it's in my bio. Okay, go get it. Much amazing love. Bye.